I should put myself on the screen. Hi, this is Deirdre Vervo. Thank you for joining us and Let's Talk Seniors, Memory Care Issues, Alzheimer's, Dementia, and Parkinson's. Today, we're going to be talking to you about the importance of art therapy. A lot of you may know the importance of art and art therapy, especially for seniors. It's very commonly used for seniors who have trauma or illness or dementia, Alzheimer's. This type of therapy allows for an alternative method of communication for the elderly, especially when their verbal speech might not be as it was before, maybe limited. Art is a visual sensory way to express oneself and can help lower stress, combat depression, and connect all memories that may have otherwise been lost. Art is a great way, even if somebody is not an artist or has ever painted or drawn, art therapy is still a wonderful way to be creative. And today we have a special guest, Janine, who is going to be talking to us, Janine Oliva, and she's going to be talking to us about art therapy and how she's a director of business development with Sheraton Caregivers and how they incorporate this with their seniors. Sheraton provides non-medical in-home care for clients, wherever their home may be, and they pride themselves in providing a holistic approach to care for their clients, which provides them twice a month art and other expressive therapies. They're based out of Westport, and they primarily serve Fairfield County and parts of New Haven. And Janine is here to tell us today all about how it works, why they do it, the benefits of it, and let's welcome her now. So welcome, Janine.
Hi, Deirdre. Thank you for having us. Thank you for having me.
You are so welcome. I'm very happy to have you here. And I know we met like a year and a half ago now. I think you were the first person I met when I joined the Chamber of Commerce, the Greater Valley Chamber of Commerce. And so it's a pleasure. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your background first and then about art therapy?
Sure. Deirdre, I had spent about 20 years working in the hospitality industry. And although it was wonderful and I learned a lot of service skills that I needed that's important for my job today through that industry, I really was missing out on a sense of purpose of being at work every day. And so I found assisted living and ventured into the assisted living world for a couple of years. And now I'm here with Sheraton Caregivers doing, providing in-home care. And it's just been so fulfilling for me. And with my service background, I, really take pride in the service that I provide to our families, to the professionals in our area. I want them to know that when they come and they work with me or they work with Sheraton Caregivers, that they're going to receive a high level of service. So that's really what I enjoy about kind of mixing the two experiences.
So amazing. So this really sets you apart at Sheraton because I don't know any other places that do this.
Yeah.
And how do they get into it and what is it and how many people take advantage of this? And
they do. So this is a big differentiator for us. Our owner, Jillian Isaacs, as she was taking care of her father at the end of his life back in South Africa, which is where they're from, she realized the importance of not just the tasks of the ADLs, but really caring about the whole person, the person as a whole, their mind, body, and spirit. And so when, her dad had passed, she moved back to the States. This was her mission. And she had a home care agency prior to, taking care of her dad, becoming that caregiver for him. But made it a mission to come back and add on this whole expressive therapies experience for her clients.
So did she have an art therapy background or how
did she did not?
Oh,
she found an art therapist that was local, and the timing was just perfect. So Sophie Slater is our art therapist on staff here. She has a master's in fine art, and she's a counselor. And so she's, you know, there's a lot of schooling that goes along with becoming an art therapist. I learned pretty quickly. So she helped Jillian to build out what this expressive therapies department would look like. And so it consists of herself, art therapists, two of them. And then we have a music therapy partnership. We also have pet therapy, and we have folks that do yoga. So it really encompasses the whole mind, body, and spirit, and taking care of all of that. I would say at least 50% of our clientele take advantage of it, because we don't force it on anyone. But if they do pique in interest, we'll show up and we'll do the art. And
but don't you feel like what they don't even know, they don't know? Like they might be intimidated, or they might have used to know how to draw, but now they don't. Because that's what we feel like. We just, if we ask our seniors what they want to do, they'll say no. But if we present it to them, they always participate.
Yeah. So our process is that we have our engagement director on, we'll give, for every new client, we'll give them a week or two just to kind of get used to the schedule, get used to the caregiver. It's a brand new relationship. And we send her to the home as an additional point of contact. And so she has this sort of heart-to-heart conversation. Sometimes there's a spouse involved. Sometimes it's the spouse taking advantage of the service and not the actual person receiving care.
Okay.
So,
because the spouse is also like in need of care, just by being a caregiver, especially if they're also elderly.
That emotional support, for sure, for sure. And so sometimes it just will give them a bit of a break, right? So anyway, so Susie is our director of engagement. She will go out. She's quite talented. So this woman she knits. She does the art therapy. She is a musician. She plays an accordion and the piano.
Wow.
I don't know where we found her.
She's very eclectic.
So she, an example, she visited one of our clients who used to be a surgeon. And she recognized the strength in his hands. And she asked him, you used to work with your hands a lot, before he even, So anyway, she proposed to him to try knitting. He tried it. He did it. He did well. I don't know if he's going to do it again, but it was a good, half an hour of engagement.
Amazing. So you bring in the art, music, pets. Do you bring in like pets, like dogs and cats to the?
Yeah, no cats, but we have the robotic cat.
Oh, yes, we have one of those. Yeah.
But we do have there's a therapy dog that comes through.
Oh, that's great. People love that.
They do.
That is so interesting, because we just, so at the Dogwood home, we have that, we have a dog that comes, and we have cats there because everybody loves cats. And
the cats live in the home?
Yes. Funny story, Janine. We have 6 people in the home. Every single person had cats at home. And we said, listen, bring your cat. We will take care of it. Who wants to move to another home and leave your beloved pet behind? And cats are easy. And so we're like, bring your cat. We'll take care of your cat. Every single family said no. We had to go get cats. We had one lady that had 10 cats at home.
Oh, no.
They wouldn't give up a cat. So seriously, we had to go get cats. And everybody loves them. And they're just like, they amuse them. They pet them. They love them, carry them around. They just love them.
Great.
Like, so they're just so great. They're great therapy, to have somebody love and cuddle and hold. I agree. And art, we had, one of my girlfriends came in and did gingerbread house the other day. They loved it.
Yes.
Even the gentlemen, like, they loved it. So I love art therapy.
Well, and it's that, it's the creativity piece that is, it's just so beneficial. Getting the parts of the brain working in ways that they don't when we're just, speaking or watching TV or doing our daily, what we're doing every day in and out,
So Janine, how could you get, like, somebody's watching from home and they are caregiving for their parents, especially during the holiday season, um, what tips can you give them on starting an art project with their senior that, maybe seems to have lost interest in things, can't follow along a TV movie, isn't reading anymore? What kind of tips can you give them to start, and where can they start?
And that can be very simple. You just start with the things that you might have at home, just a black pen and paper. And, our engagement director, Susie, did a really great thing with my daughter. She had colored, scribbled all over the paper. And you color each spot a different color,
Nice. Yeah.
She actually knows the artist with that style. I don't, but I learned something that day,
I'm writing that down. What?
And,
That's
and
great.
it's something as simple as that. And it's, if there are crayons in the home, you can match colors, match light colors. There's just so many ways to just experiment with.
So what do you do if a senior is reluctant to try because they haven't done art before in the past? What kind of strategies can you use to get them to?
It happens often, actually. So, when Susie and Sophie are out, so Sophie is trained in a specific therapy called NEMA therapy. It's specific to folks who have any kind of cognitive impairment. It's a multi-activity sort of project where you're not just doing an art project, but you're also she does lateral movements, gets both sides of the brain working. They sing a song.
Wow.
In those cases, she will do a hand over hand technique for those who are not able to really do it on their own.
So she's helping guide them with the pen?
Helping to guide them, their hands. She puts the paint right onto the paper for them, and she'll help them brush it. So as if they're kind of doing those motions. And then for those who are reluctant, we actually have some clients who will just watch.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay too.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of benefit to that. And not just watching, but, they're also engaging and sharing what the technique is or what the colors are, or, kind of prompting their memories, maybe asking, what does this remind you of? So it's not just that they're watching. It's still a creative.
And you can ask them, what color shall I use, even if they don't want to do it.
And they get involved that way. Right. Right.
Yeah, we notice a lot that even people that don't want to participate want to sit there and people watch what's happening, and they might be a little fearful of participating. They don't want to get it wrong. They might not know how to do it, but just watching is their entertainment, is enough. So what kind of benefits do you see with the art therapy? Have you experienced benefits over time of people doing this?
There is actually, so I was talking about that, that NEMA therapy technique. There's an autistic teenager that we work with, that Sophie works with, and she couldn't speak. She's been able to say colors now.
Wow.
And a few words.
Wow.
And that's, just getting the brain working
That's
in
huge.
different ways, and those the connections, it promotes self-expression.
Yeah.
It's always great for someone who's moving, especially into a new community, a new living environment. Helps with them processing their feelings, especially if they're not able to really communicate so much, if they have some kind of a memory, cognitive impairment. But it's, improving of self-esteem.
That's amazing.
There's such a sense of pride afterwards.
Do you do any textile touching kind of art? Like, do you do finger painting, or what other tips can you recommend? What other kind of things really work well?
Yeah, they've done the yarn, work with yarn. Sophie and Susie and Sophie, they will work with yarn, and sometimes they'll do collages so that it gives you're working. Sometimes they're not able to use scissors and stuff, but I know that they've done projects with leaves, and it's just all different
Or
types of
tactile things so they can touch and feel. And
yeah. And that I think once the expressive therapies team gets to kind of spend more time with each person, they get to know what they enjoy, what would benefit them, so they try different things like the knitting, and some of them, they just enjoy the music.
Janine, what's your music program?
We have we provide one-on-one with some of our clients, and then we're also going out into some assisted living communities doing group settings. So
Wow.
our music therapist will go, and she'll show up with her guitar, and she sings songs from a pretty amazing wide range of songs, and she kind of gets the group involved, and takes suggestions, which is the most amazing part to me, because she's quite young. And for her to know some of those Frank Sinatra songs, I mean, it's amazing.
You ask a lot of young people that don't even know who that is.
Right.
So that's great. That
you gotta ask the music therapists.
That's amazing. That's super.
And for Susie, when she goes, she plays an accordion, and it's this little tiny mini one, and people get a kick out of it, because I think she's still fairly new at it, but they see her doing this new thing, so they might want to try it a little bit, so it's just such an interesting part of what goes on here at Sheraton.
I love it. I think it's amazing, and I think it's a big benefit, because especially if you're going one-on-one into homes, and it could be a little boring for the caregiver and the care getter, to the person receiving care, to be 12 hours or 24 hours with the same person,
right?
When it's like nothing new has happened in your life,
right?
And it's not like you're discussing your day, so it brings in an element of something really new and exciting, and something they could really bite into, and something they could talk about, and something they can experience, not just like I'm still here.
What are we gonna have for dinner?
Except for eating. So it's great to engage and keep the brain moving, and it just helps in other ways. Definitely. And I love that the autistic person started talking about colors. We had a gentleman this past year that couldn't speak. He had aphasia dementia, and with music, he was singing lyrics. He didn't speak otherwise. And we were amazing. Like, why he's singing? Like,
it's amazing.
He was remembering and singing along lyrics, and he didn't speak. So it was awesome. Like, loved it. So we were just like always playing music and singing with him, because he could be expressive. Otherwise, he's inside himself.
Of course.
So I love it. And I love that you came up with this whole program. Well, your company.
Well, Jillian, yeah. And she's and for some folks, it ends up being a keepsake sometimes. Say a family, there's a great story, actually. So there was a resistant husband to participate in the care. The daughter finally ended up, encouraging him to do it with her. They have this beautiful memory together.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, they did their hands together. Oh, that's good. Let me see that again.
A month later, he passed.
Oh my gosh. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. That's beautiful.
Put that in a frame, and they have that, as a wonderful memory.
I love that.
A wonderful memory. So the prompt in this piece was, what does art make you feel? And so on the fingers, it says joy, peace,
Aw.
creative energy on one side, love on the other. So it just, there's prompts that go along with there's a directive. And
I
so
love
this was beautiful. This is a beautiful story. Yeah.
it. So at home, people can do similar things.
Yes. Yes.
They can trace hands and do
Right.
art and
Right. And a set of watercolor paints will go a long way, or even
Mhm.
those colored pencils that are also watercolor.
Oh,
Um, those are great to have on hand.
nice. Yeah, I like how you can get people that are reluctant into doing things because that can be a little tricky.
Yeah. And we try again too. We'll just like how we manage folks who have cognitive impairment, we reapproach. Is
Hmm.
the answer is no, we try again. Maybe in a different way, right?
Hmm.
So it's I do believe it enhances their lives. It's definitely, there's so many benefits to it. Um, Throughout the pandemic and the shutdown, where we were not allowed to really go to a lot of places, our team created these great boxes. They were an engagement toolbox.
Excellent.
We
Yeah.
had squishy balls. We had the set of watercolor paints with the paper.
Oh,
We had caring cards, if you've heard of those. Just prompting questions
I
to
love that.
help
I love
remember.
that your agency goes above and beyond and they're not just showing up and, cooking and cleaning. I
We
love
have
that
to
they're going.
try.
Oh, no, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
And it enhances people's lives for sure
Hmm.
because it gives them something to look forward to, something to be proud of, especially if they did that beautiful picture. They could be
Hmm.
hanging that up and just something to be proud of that they actually created.
Right. It becomes priceless.
Yes, people like to create,
Yeah.
and so I love it. I think it's such a good concept.
Yeah, we're very fortunate. I think, our owner Jillian is always looking for ways to enhance the lives of the clients, and so I'm thrilled to be a part of it all.
Oh my gosh, that is so special. Well, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate Janine, and
Thank you.
I love the tips and engaging seniors at home with watercolor, colored pencils, crayons, tracing hands, music therapy, just anything, not just putting on music and leaving them in the room, putting on their favorite music, maybe giving them song sheets to
Right.
see if they could, follow along to doing it with them.
Hmm.
Just sitting with them and helping them. The hand over hand is great. So they
Yes,
feel confident. Or like you say, don't be discouraged if you're doing it and they're watching.
and that's okay. Yeah.
They're okay with that too.
Right. Right.
We
Still beneficial.
it's so beneficial. We'll ask people at our home if they want to help cook, and they'll be like, "Oh, no, 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 but do you want to watch? Okay," and they'll sit and watch, and we talk about what we're doing, and
And they'll feel
I
a
think we
part
should,
of it.
yeah,
They can feel
they're part of it.
accomplished in being there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love it, and I love all the tips, and you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you. And congratulations to you as well on Dogwood. And
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I love it
amazing.
so much. I love I love the seniors.
Yes, it's just, they're amazing. There's so many stories. There's so much knowledge. So much to learn from our seniors. It's so beautiful.
It's so much fun. We have two seniors that are 93, and one of them is a dancing queen. Like she is a beautiful figure. She is so spry. She's
Oh,
just like dancing all the time. And I'm like, I want to be that person.
yeah. And it's
It's
amazing.
encouraging. It's
Right?
encouraging. So
Right.
it's really nice. Yeah, I love it.
Something to strive for. Keep dancing, Deirdre.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I'm like, I want to be like you when I grow up.
Right, right.
No, I really love it. Well, thank you, Janine, and thank you for doing such a wonderful job with seniors because I know this whole time during COVID with people especially being shut in has really been a hardship for seniors and people with memory care issues. And I'm sure you've found, like what we found, that people didn't even know how bad their parents had become or how far their dementia had become because they hadn't been able to see them as often.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's been quite an awakening. So
quite a challenge, and hopefully we can have a brighter year ahead.
So if people want to contact you, I know we have your number, 203
Yep.
216 8539.
Yes.
To participate in this program, do they have to be full-time, have a full-time caregiver, part-time? How does it work?
Yeah, so the service is included for free for the clients who are on full-time care with us.
Mm-hmm.
We do have some folks that pay per session, and that's available as well.
Okay. And if your parent lives in a home,
Mm-hmm.
more of assisted living, could they talk to their assisted living place and see if they can have you come in? Is that how it works?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. We do visit some of the communities that we support the clients in, for sure.
Okay, that sounds good. Oh, so you're saying if you have clients in that community, you could maybe bring in a program to that community.
We could, and we do.
I love it. Good work. Great.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
Thank you. Aside from the phone number, our website is www.sheraton.care, CARE.
Oh, well, I could put that up. So www.sheraton.care.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, I'm going to show it. So,
RATON.
Oh, RATON. Okay, I'll edit that so we can see that.
Thank
Sheraton.care, and that's your phone number. And I'm so happy you came on, and I'm happy that you joined them.
Thank you so much.
You seem very happy about your association, so I love that.
I am. Okay, Deirdre.
Thank you so much for everything. Much appreciated. Keep up the great work.
You as well. I'll see you soon.
Yeah, I will see you very soon. I'll see you at the chamber.
Okay.
Thanks
you.
so much. Bye. Well, that was Sheraton. That was Janine Oliva from Sheraton.care. If you want to contact them, well, Sheraton Caregivers, but the website Sheraton.care, please give her a call or contact her at 203-216-8539. She's a director of business development. If you have a loved one that's in a home already being taken care of by them, you didn't know that you could bring the service in, they could bring the service into an assisted living or a home that they may be in, or have them come to your home. I love it. I just, pet therapy, music therapy, art therapy. I would love them to come into my home. So thank you so much. And we wish you the best with that, Janine, and everybody at Sheraton Caregivers. We wish you well. And until next time, stay well.
Hi, Deirdre here again. Thank you for joining me on Let's Talk Seniors Memory Care Issues. Is this an issue hitting home? Do you have a parent or loved one with memory care issues who feels not safe at home anymore? Are isolation, falls, and safety issues becoming a big concern? Welcome to Dogwood Senior Home, premier boutique residential senior living specializing in memory care. It's country living at its best in the Huntington section of Sheraton, Connecticut. Senior residential homes are concepts sweeping the nation with 47,000 across the U.S. We're pleased to open Dogwood Senior Home as it will be only number 6 for Connecticut. Brand new, sparkling clean, and safe. We are COVID-free. Residential care homes boast a very low COVID infection rate across the nation. This is due to the intimacy of size and speed in which the caretakers can shift to accommodate immediate needs. They are much safer than the large homes and facilities, as you can imagine. It has been documented that residents have less falls and a better quality of life in a residential home environment. Our home is more affordable than the big box facility. You pay one all-inclusive price, and that price is guaranteed for the life of the resident. With an incredible 1-to-3 caregiver ratio, which you won't find anywhere else. Our friendly, loving caregivers are dedicated and trained in Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson issues. Call me at 203-689-7562 for a talk and tour. I would love to meet you and your loved one. See you soon. Bye.